go. It's a good Wednesday evening to all of you. It's time for the UTSA basketball coaches shows as we celebrate some success on the women's side, and UTSA's men also won this weekend against Rice as they get ready for the tournament, and one more regular season game to go. We start the show tonight with Karen Aston, the UTSA women's basketball coach. How does regular season American Conference champion sound?
It sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good.
You've had a fantastic season. You've lost only 3 games, all by very close margins, and won the games, figured out a way to win. And obviously this is an outstanding year for this program, and I know you're proud of this team.
Oh, I'm so proud of everybody that's had a hand in this, and it's been on a whole lot of people. But, you know, obviously the 15 players on the team are the ones that make it really special, and, you know, I just couldn't have asked for a better group to coach this year.
All right, you got the win on Saturday against Florida Atlantic. You got out to a good start. They kind of cut into the lead a couple of times, but you were able to end up with an 18-point win. Give us an idea about that game, and then more importantly, the celebration afterwards.
Yeah, I thought we played good for about 5 minutes. It was kind of, I mean, we slapped them pretty good the first 5 minutes, and then you could tell that we were just like, okay, can we hurry up and get this over with? And it was hard. It was a hard game actually for them to play, I think, just because they were so anxious to get the win and enjoy the celebration. I don't think they knew what to expect with the celebration, but they'd seen enough on television to kind of have some type of like vision of what it was going to be like, and it did not disappoint. I can't thank everyone at UTSA that had a part in that. Our fans obviously made it such an incredible day with over 2,200 there, and just the people that have been with us, the guys that are here right now. I mean, these are people that have been with us from day one, and it made a really special day for us.
It's always hard to close out something, to finish something, and even though you were a big favorite against Florida Atlantic, had only won 2 conference games coming up to that, you still got to go do it, and that takes some toll sometimes.
Yeah, no question about it, and I felt like we had been playing a little bit tight, really, the last, maybe week or two. We played tight at Rice. We, got a lead at Rice and lost it. Tulane was obviously a very tough game, and I just felt like they were sort of playing not to lose, And then we got home, and I knew it would be a big day with senior day and all of that, but they came out with a ton of energy, and they were excited to play. And I thought that, it's funny that you say that about Florida Atlantic because they upset Memphis last night. I was really surprised by that, but you just never know. I mean, anybody can beat anybody on a given night, and I thought we did what we had to do to win.
Tim Carter, who does used to coach at UTSA and does the men's broadcast with me, always says, I hate senior day because it's so emotional. You've had a relationship with this person for however long you've had him, and now you go through all this emotional stuff. Jeff Traylor talks about this. Now we got to go play a game that matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've actually, the year before, we did it afterwards. We did the ceremony afterwards, but we were anticipating the celebration, so we moved the senior celebration to the beginning, and I actually thought they handled it pretty well. I really thought Jordan would just have a meltdown because she's a really sensitive, emotional kid and or young lady, and she actually handled it pretty well. She was really good.
And then last night in a game that you didn't have to win the conference, but the team wanted to finish out strong, you took care of business pretty early against East Carolina on the road and got a big win there.
Yeah, I thought we played really, really well. In particular, the first half, as good as we played in quite some time. Jordan was fantastic, but from the whole team perspective, our defense was really, really, really good. We shot the ball pretty good. Nina kind of found her shot a little bit yesterday, and that hopefully bodes well for us in the tournament. But I just thought that it was very telling. We talked about what that game would mean, from the perspective of we've already won the championship. Like, how are we going to approach this game? We talked about at-large bids. Wasn't a game we needed to lose if we were even remotely capable of getting an at-large if we don't win the tournament. And I just thought that it was just extremely telling on where they are. They're still very purpose-driven, and it was a great sign.
I don't know that people understand how hard 17-1 is. And you can have the best team in the world, and at some point in time you're going to lose a game you're not supposed to. You didn't have Jordan for the South Florida game, and I think that's understandable. Kind of people recognize that. But to night in and night out get everybody's best and still win 17 conference games is pretty huge.
Yeah, I don't think anybody understands it either. It's a in my opinion the toughest thing to do out of everything in sports. I mean, it's a grind. You can go to the tournament and get on a roll and upset somebody, but to sustain excellence for that long of a period of time and focus is very, very difficult. I've coached some really, really good teams that couldn't win the championship. They ended up going to the tournament and making a run and all those things, but it's hard. It's hard to keep everybody on task and focused on what they're doing. So this has been a really special group of people.
What's been the difference, the key factor, the thing that's got you there compared to the loss last year in the conference tournament to the work this summer to now? What have you been most proud of with this team's growth and maturation?
Well, I think you just hit it on the head, the disappointment of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's been the easiest thing to keep them motivated throughout this whole entire season, has been that there's enough people in the locker room every day, and that includes our staff, that remember that moment, and we remember the disappointment of that moment, and I think that has resonated every single day with everybody. I think we don't want to feel that way again. Doesn't mean that we won't, I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but I think that has been a driving force with our entire group this whole year, is just, stay focused on the task at hand and try not to get off track.
All right, the players have an off night, so in the next segment we'll visit with Associate Head Coach Jamie Carey as part of the staff as well. That's coming up in just a bit. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, look no further than Ensira.com. Shop every make and model in one location and get a great low Ensira price only at Ensira.com. It's the UTSA Basketball Radio Show on the UTSA Sports Network. The Stars who serve in our military is the official military appreciation sponsor of UTSA. Later on this evening, we'll visit with one on the men's side, our star tonight, and our spotlight is with Jamie Carey, the associate head coach for the UTSA women. Welcome to the show. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Thanks for being out here. This has been a fun year for the staff as well, and I know Karen's leading the way, but you've had a big part of this. What do you remember the most about the successes of this team this year, especially after the disappointment last season?
Well, no question, we have one of the best leaders guiding us every single day, but I think it just says, I mean, our whole staff is in here right now. We show up for each other every day, and it's been really special. I think our players feel that. They feel that we show up for each other, that we show up for our team, and it's just been a remarkable group of people, from staff to players to administration to athletic department. It's just been a really special year and one of the most memorable I've had in sports.
As an associate head coach, assistant coach, what is your role? What do you do day to day and getting ready for games and supporting Karen? And I know there's others on the staff that have different assignments as well, but take us through your day. What do you have to do to get ready for, because you're just as much a part of this success as everyone else.
Oh, my day.
I can tell you she's up before everybody else is. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I'm an early riser. I love sunrises. No one else is up, and I get a lot done in the mornings, but it's a lot of film this time of year, just trying to be prepared and, try to steal possessions, try to find an edge for any of our kids. We're just trying to, the whole staff scouts every game, and for me personally, I look at the other team's defense, preparing our offense, and in particular with the guard play and some of those different things. And I'm just trying to do anything I can to, again, try to steal a possession and just make sure everybody's on the same page and get in the gym with the kids.
Karen, every team needs a great support staff and coaching staff. You hired Jamie when you got here. Talk about the relationship you have with her and what she's meant to this program.
Yeah, she's the only one that probably can tolerate me at times and can get what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's hard to put into words what she's meant to me personally as a coach and as a friend. Yeah, it's tough. She's the best guard coach in the country. I can tell you that right now. There's not any way around it. I mean, she makes everybody around her better, and that's what, I mean, everybody asks me all the time about Nina and what are her special qualities. Well, Nina's a point guard. I mean, she's born and bred a point guard, and that's their jobs, is to make everybody around them better. And that's what this one does. I mean, she makes everybody on staff. She makes our players better. And she's just committed to everybody being the best that they can be, and that's all you can ask for from a staff member. It's all you can ask for from a friend, and it permeates through our whole staff. I mean, I think now we talk so much about all the responsibilities that head coaches have, that NIL, all that stuff that's going on, and if you don't have a rock behind you that can make sure that everything's running smoothly, then it's going to be a train wreck, to be honest with you. And she's been there from day one, and it's been a wonderful ride.
Jamie, you've been a basketball lifer. You played in the WNBA. I know players that when they know somebody's been there, they want to know what it's like. We hope Jordan Jenkins makes it there next year and would be the first UTSA player to get there. Talk about developing her and teaching people basketball, and just the part that basketball has been a major part, or probably the biggest part of your life.
Well, I think anytime you can share an experience, I think it's helpful. I had people that walked before me that, I could go to and ask questions about, and you try to reciprocate. If you're talking specifically about Jordan, I think Cam deserves a huge amount of respect and praise for what he's done with Jordan. I mean, he's been there, through her good days, through her ACL, through, she's like, he's her guy, and I think he deserves a lot of that credit. And I'm excited to see what she does, moving forward in the next few months. But we talk about this all the time. What's remarkable about Jordan is the fact that she has the future ahead of her, but she's truly living in today. And I don't know if I could handle her situation with the environment of college athletics now to the degree that she did. You know, when I played, there was no social media, there was no NIL. You know, I could just be where my feet were every single day. And, you know, she has so many other things circling around her, but she chooses to be where her feet are every single day. And I think that's really special, and it carries over to our team. The fact that we were able to perform like we did yesterday, you know, after the moment that we had last Saturday. I mean, I just think it speaks to the maturity of our team, and she spearheads that.
Becky Hammond was here for a game a month or so ago, and to have an NBA assistant coach, WNBA head coach, and we know about her accolades. You're friends with her. That was pretty special to have her in the building watching Jordan and the team.
I think the best thing you can do for young women is to put, you know, successful people around them. You know, Becky Hammond's been around our team, Celeste Taylor, Joanne Allen Taylor, Pokey Chapman. I mean, we're just trying to, and Karen does a great job of this, of putting successful people around our players. And if you want to be it, you have to see it. And, you know, they have perspectives that offer, you know, that might hit a kid differently every time. So I just think that's one thing that Karen does really well. And I know I learn something every time, so I know our kids do.
All right. Thanks so much for being out here. Best of luck, and good luck next week in the tournament.
Thank you.
All right. Jamie Carey, Associate Head Coach, along with Karen Aston. In the final segment, we'll visit with Karen. We're also... We'll talk about that next. It's the UTSA Basketball Radio Show on the UTSA Sports Network.
Yeah, even during the losing streak, we felt we were pretty close. And then I thought Sunday was as good as we've played over the course of 40 minutes. It was one of those games where it took us a little bit offensively to get going, but our defense kind of set the tone. And a lot of coaches will say that defense is why you win and offense is by how much. So I sort of thought that's what happened. I thought our defense sort of set the tone, and then we finally got it cranked up a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, and I thought the signature play in the second half was when Smurf got the steal and then pulled up and hit the three, and I think that took you from 16 to 19 and kind of took the wind out of the sails of Rice.
Yeah, I think it started with our ball movement and just how we shared it, and then once you do that, some shots like that start to go in. It makes it a little bit easier. So Smurf's playing at a high level right now, but everyone, I think we're playing much better over these last 2 or 3 weeks, and we got to feel good about that heading into Fort Worth.
All right, let's talk about the Memphis game last night. I thought one of the best crowds of the season. The place was rocking, and another great game. You came from 13 down to get it down to 2, and just needed one more basket to take the lead and couldn't get it. But what an effort in the second half.
Yeah, I thought the crowd played such a big part in our defense and just, our guys sort of rising to the occasion because there were some different points in the game. Memphis is a really good defensive team, their length and their athleticism. I thought, just the crowd and the energy, made, clearly a huge difference. And it was a, back and forth game. You got a couple of shots to win it. Give them credit for just making a couple of more plays, but certainly proud of our effort and where we're headed.
I thought you mentioned the shot that Primo had near the end of the game. That exact same play we ran against St. Mary's back in December, and he hit it to send it to overtime. Great look, just barely missed.
Yeah, they switched it. They hadn't really been switching ball screens the last couple of minutes. They switched it and made it a little bit tougher than we wanted, but we've also seen Primo make that shot, a lot. But that's just one shot. I mean, there were 4 or 5 possessions there at the end where we've got to find a way. I've got to do a better job of organizing our guys and getting us a couple of better looks because we were getting the stops we needed to get. And that last one at the end, we live and die with Pre taking a walk down shot. It's other possessions within that I got to do a better job of getting us organized.
I think the one thing we've seen in college basketball the last few years is that the intimidation factor is no longer there. And 15 years ago, 20 years ago, a ranked team would come into the convo, and the roster may not have the confidence that they can play with them, but Primo can play with anybody. He played at Florida State, and Smurfs has been around, and this team is feeling very good about itself. I think that we've got a very confident team going into the tournament and the Charlotte game this weekend.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys, that have played in high-level games. I mean, we're going to talk to Damari here in a little bit. Obviously, someone that's played at the highest level of basketball as well, and has played in a lot of games. And then even our young guys, you see somebody like Bob, it's almost like he's unaware of how, of just, the magnitude of certain moments and the confidence that he plays with. And
but it's good. It doesn't really bother. That doesn't bother him.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, he kind of got us going in the second half, a huge drive up and under after he, kind of figured out in the first half, hey, you can't just drive in there and shoot a layup. You're going to have to go in there. And, I actually thought early on, the refs sort of set the tone in regards to letting us play and I thought our guys, again, responded well, playing through contact and physicality throughout the course of the game. And so, yeah, I do think as a group we're confident regardless of what the draw ends up being next week. Now, we have another game. We need to have a good 3 days of prep starting tomorrow. And then we need to go on the road and show that, we can beat a good Charlotte team.
Yeah, when you look at the fact that and pretty much for the last half of the season, the conference season, you played 7 or 8 guys. And I think a lot of teams do that this time of the year. But I thought this team does a really good job of not getting in foul trouble. When they do, they play well with fouls. And they're in great condition, so you can play with that limited roster.
Yeah, I'll play guys with 2 fouls oftentimes in the first half. I guess I picked that up from my old boss a little bit. Coach Oates is a big proponent of doing that. And it hasn't really burned us necessarily. It was big last night, right? Because I think Smurf got 2 early ones.
Real early, yeah.
And we took him out, and then he did a great job of still playing with physicality and aggression even with those 2 fouls. So, yeah, no, I think we're really, really gelling and playing some great basketball right when you want to. And, it's time finish this regular season out and then go make some noise.
One of the seniors on this team is Damari Monsanto, and he's had a great year for the Roadrunners, and hopefully he has a great game against Charlotte and next week in the tournament, and we'll visit with him coming up next. We're at Chicken and Pickle at UTS in Vance Jackson, and we'll have Damari on the set here in just a bit as we continue on the UTSA Basketball Radio Show on the UTSA Sports Network.
With 2 slices of melted cheese, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch, all on 2
Okay. I probably have said both at some point. You got them up there.
Everything to satisfy your cravings. From H-E-B Primal Diet, biscuit steak burgers, to additional cuts of beef inside steak steak. Available in premium grades of H-E-B Wagyu or H-E-B grass-fed. Imagine that. Come to H-E-B to fry up your grill to enjoy delicious barbecue with friends and family. H-E-B. Here, everything's good.
When you donate or shop at a local Goodwill, you help train future nurses, office professionals, landscapers, pharmacy technicians, truck drivers, and more. Right in the community. Through Goodwill's career training programs, we create opportunities for people to secure a good job. For many, stepping into a professional career can change their life. To learn more, visit goodwillsa.org/goodjob. Good job, everyone.
UTSA fans, you and your family deserve a beautiful smile. Established in 1973, Merit Orthodontics has been an experienced and respected provider of orthodontic services in San Antonio and the surrounding area for more than 50 years. They specialize in creating beautiful, healthy smiles for children, adolescents, and adults using traditional braces and Invisalign. Dr. A believes in a conservative methodology of care by avoiding extractions whenever possible and recommending treatment only when absolutely necessary. At Merit Orthodontics, they're committed to serve you while assuring that your treatment experience is timely, affordable, comfortable, and fun. They look forward to providing you with the highest standard of orthodontic treatment available. Whether you choose traditional metal braces, clear braces, or Invisalign clear aligners. Merit Orthodontics, proud sponsor of UTSA Athletics.
At Crossbank, we believe young people are fearless.
How much time to change?
40 seconds. Like people under 25. Or when the world's biggest band flew over from England, they were all under 25. Our youngest customers are capable of amazing achievements, but they're still figuring out who they are. So we help by waiving the monthly service charge on certain accounts for account holders under age 25. It's about supporting the next generation. It's about more than that. Crossbank.
You're listening to this, you're not already keeping it easy in your backyard. Stand by. Well, consider this message a gentle reminder. Your backyard is waiting, and so is that Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly and has a Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, we're back out here at Chicken and Pickle. It's the UTSA Basketball Radio Show, and this season Roadrunner free throws are going to count for more than a point. For every free throw UTSA men's and women's basketball teams score at home, Haven for Hope Shelter for the Homeless will receive a donation thanks to North Park Subaru. It's North Park Subaru's charity stripe benefiting Haven for Hope. Damari Monsanto joins us. Welcome. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, and you?
Thank you. Thank you for being out here. Doing well. Let's take us through the season. I know there's been some fun times and some disappointments with near losses, but you're 1 year in San Antonio. How would you size up how it's been for you?
It's been nice. I can't do nothing but just thank Claunch for just giving me the opportunity to even be out here.
What made you come to UTSA? When you go back and look at that decision last summer, what was it that said, I got to come here and play for the Roadrunners?
When I had to sit down with Claunch, he gave me a plan of how he wanted, use me and play me. That really kind of opened my eye, and I found the interest to it, and that kind of brought me here.
What's your best memory in this last year or during the season? What are you going to remember the most about your time here when you move on to the next stop?
I think I remember the practices for sure. I think the classes we had in practice were definitely interesting to me. Definitely new to me here for the first year. So
what were different about them?
I would just say the intensity of practice from just like each player, and then the level of intensity Claunch would bring too. It wouldn't be more of him trying to muzzle the intensity, but more he just bring more energy. Young coach, he just has energy every day, and that was just new for me.
All right, Austin, talk about Damari and having him on this team. We're going to talk about his three-point shooting, but he's turned into much more than that as the season's grown forward.
I mean, the three-point shooting is, obvious. He's he likes to give me a hard time that I've certainly never coached a better three-point shooter than him. He's probably right. He's one of the best shooters I've ever coached, but I do think, in all seriousness, he has incredible basketball IQ, and if you're not around him every day, that might be something that you don't see quite as much. He's an incredible passer, and then he suffered a really major injury, and he's really you're starting to see coming to his form over these last couple of weeks. He's in shape. He's getting up and down the floor. He's guarding at a much higher level, and he looks every bit of the professional that we know he's going to end up being here soon.
Damari, talk about the adding things to your game besides the three-point shooting. The defense, trapping people in the corner, getting rebounds, getting to the bucket. You driving to the goal. We're seeing a lot more of your game recently than just the three-point shot. Is that part of what you've always done, and you're just kind of getting back after the injury, or take us through that a little bit?
I would say I've always done that. I think once I got injured and me freshly coming back, I wasn't nearly as at the weight that I play in that feels comfortable for my body, so I usually stop doing those parts of my game and just stick to the shooting. But over the course of the season, I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost probably like 25 pounds, I'll say. So that just come back into just doing what I usually do.
Take us through your three-point shooting. I think shooters obviously have to work at it, and you shoot a lot of threes in practice, and you've been doing it a long time. But where did the shooting touch come from? Because I'm gonna agree with you. I haven't seen many great three-point shooters that shoot it as quickly and get the shot off as quick as you do.
I've been shooting the basketball since I was like 3 years old, but for me, I just really think it's God-given, honestly. But it's really been like this my whole life, honestly.
How do you feel about Charlotte coming up on the weekend? Do you need another road win and some kind of momentum going into the conference tournament next week?
I think we just need a win in general, honestly. I think the goal is to just close out this game good, just close out the game like how we know, and just get a good win into the tournament.
Austin, thoughts on Damari in his after UTSA? I know he, like everybody else, wants to get into a pro career, and whether it's NBA or G League or overseas or whatever, anybody that can shoot it that well has got a good chance, don't they?
Well, yeah, and he can
move that down just a little bit.
He can play for a long time, also just because of how smart he is and his basketball IQ. Again, it's the shooting. He's first in the league in three-pointers per game. But to play at that level and play for a long time, you've got to have a certain knowledge about the game, and he certainly has that. And I've been excited just to be a small part of his journey this year, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Damari, I know your goals are to play professionally as long as you can. Talk about that coming up and how you're going to get there, and the sky's the limit, I'm sure, but what are your thoughts and plans for that going forward?
After the season, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to work out for the pre-draft. That's it. I'm really probably trying to get into the pit. That'll be good for me. It's where seniors get invited, where all the seniors get invited and they play each other, so that'll definitely be good for me.
Take us back to when you first started playing basketball. Where did the love of the game come from? Because I look at guys that are on this team, the core of this team, and you guys all like to hoop. You like to play basketball. You like to be out on the court. And there's a lot of players out there that are just good at it, and they do it, but I see a love of the game from you.
I think it was at early age. I just really like playing basketball. And like I said, like I think this is really just a God-given gift that I have. So there was nothing to him to just pushing me to just keep playing basketball.
All right. Good luck Sunday against Charlotte. We'll look forward to the conference tournament and some more threes and more big things coming from you.
Thank you.
All right. That's Damari Mansano with us out here on the coach.